We are here at Ledger Performance again with the man himself, Chris Ledger. We are working on a brand new 25, and the purpose of this video is going to be to show you guys how we actually do the detailed install of the MCX 210 kit on the 900. Definitely won't want to miss this one, so stick around. Sledaddicz is brought to you by Team Vincent Motorsports, Bergstrom Carbides, Ledger Performance, Ultimax Belts, Stud Boy Studs, and Radio World.
So like as Mike said, we're going to install this kit on here. There's lots of other things that are going to be done on this sled, but we're just going to focus on the MCX 210 kit right now because we do get a lot of calls. Mike gets calls on people installing them, guys breaking wires and stuff, and you just got to take your time. It's not for everybody to install it and stuff. So like we charge a fee to install it and stuff, but we also ship all over the place. We ship the States, this, that. So we obviously are not doing all the installs, and we have, you know, questions. So what we're going to show you is how it's done, what's installed, this, that, where things go, and hopefully that'll explain to people what is going on and if you've made a mistake or that. Because we do get guys that make mistakes, and there's different ways of doing things, and it throws an engine code. Majority of the engine codes are self-inflicted, which Mike can verify with that last year. But last year was a long learning curve, but we got her done. Everybody was happy. Mike was happy, and it's good. It's a good bang for your buck, and everybody will be very happy. We're not cutting into ECUs. We're not, you know, chopping into things. It's a plug and play. You bolt it on. You want to sell your sled every year. You take it off, move it to the next sled until Skidoo changes this 900 motor and stuff. You'll be good to go. This is meant for the 900Rs, not the 900Ts, 900Rs. So let's get started.
All right, let's do her.
So, Mike, you can give me a hand. We're taking panels all off.
Yep.
Hoods off. Take that. Let Mike do a little bit of work here himself in his flip-flops.
Oh, that's right.
Because we're not in full-blown sled season yet, but we're getting there.
All right, so we'll give you guys just a quick shot of what comes in the MCX 210 kit. So this is your blow-off valve. Here's the actual kit itself. So this is what's going to plug into the injectors. We've got speedline downpipe, mid-pipe, or downpipe?
It's a mid-pipe.
Mid-pipe.
Yep.
We've got the speedline oil kit as well.
It's oil delete vent kit.
And what does that do?
It takes your fumes out of the turbo and stuff like that and gets them to go outside to the air and stuff like that instead of sucking it all through your motor and stuff. These are your sensors that go into the sled.
Okay.
And then, like I said, you got your two clamps, your blow-off valve. Everybody asks if it comes with a blow-off valve. Yes, it comes with a blow-off valve. So there's no need to buy it on top of that. Yeah, let's just rock and roll.
All right. Okay, step one. What are we doing?
Step one, we're gonna cut the blow-off valve in, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but this is, you just mark it here. We mark it like there. This piece of the tube needs to be cut out.
So that's probably what, like 3.5, 3 inches?
3.5 inches.
Okay.
Right.
And Bean, I'm gonna let you do the cutting, just given this is a brand new customer sled, so we'll let you handle that.
I always install this on this side first. Mike, can you grab us the 2 clamps? Get this one clamp on, put it like this. I always put a bit of brake clean on there so it sticks to it once it gets in there. Right there.
Other clamp.
We're going to put the other clamp on here. Let's see. Let's do it like this. Voila!
Perfect.
It is on. So we're going to get Mike to tighten these down. I usually like that. It's the best.
So big long flathead for these?
Yeah, and just try to keep the clamps right like that. Beautiful.
So facing up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because if these come off, didn't mine come off the first time?
They have to be tight.
And then no power.
No power. And we don't like no power here at Ledger Performance. We like power.
So like, how tight are we talking here?
Pretty
like
tight.
as tight as I can go?
No, I'd
by
say
hand?
you're really good there, right there. Another good thing from the factory, the clamps are always loose. People don't realize that. And we get a lot of sleds come in the wintertime say that their sleds are not performing like it did a month ago. And what has happened, we've got a boost leak somewhere. Boost leaks are a pain in the butt, but they got to be addressed. And usually 90% of the time, it's just the clamps came loose. Don't ask me why they come loose or how they come loose, but they come loose. So always, even on a stock sled, always go over your clamps.
So even a brand new sled, you get it home, just double check it.
Right now, this is a brand new 2025. Okay, Mike, you're gonna tighten that clamp.
This one here?
Yep. We're gonna see how loose this is.
That one's not bad.
That's still got some thing. You're gonna do this
one too? Yeah.
Loose. Right
that one's loose.
Right from the factory, that's loose.
Huh.
The one down right on the turbo, once you get that one done, Mike.
Okay, that one's good.
Follow that hose down.
Yep.
And right there.
That one's not bad. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we've got the blow-off valve installed. What are we doing next?
So next we're gonna do these sensors, these 2 sensors right here, map sensor and the other one's on the on the throttle body. So we're gonna do these sensors. Majority of the time, these are the 2 things that people screw up. And I will show you exactly what has to be done here. If you read the instructions, which most people don't, they have issues. So we're going to show you right here, right now.
All right. All right, so here are the two sensors that Chris was talking about. You got one here, and you got another one here. So those are going to come apart.
So this, we're going to unclip. Boom, bada bing.
Yep.
This one has a zip tie on it. So we're going to cut the zip tie off. Which it is a little bit of a pain, but we'll get her.
And whatever you do, don't clip one of those wires.
Yes, don't clip the wires. And you're going to disconnect. We're going to disconnect this.
Okay.
Also, on the new kits this year that have came from MCX, because people didn't want to, they wanted to stop drilling into the throttle body. It's really not that big of a deal, but for ease, now we're going through the map sensor. He has a new fitting that comes, goes in the map sensor. Done, no more drilling.
Okay.
We're going to take this screw out. So now, these are the two sensors that go in there that trigger the ECU and tells it how much boost, air pressure, and everything. If you read these sensors, it says to the ECU, to the ECU, to the sensor. And
Okay.
people put these backwards. They can go backwards. So as of right now, Mr. Chris is getting old. Needs to put it on his bifocals here so we can see, because we have done it too. So you have to the ECU. So the ECU would be, that goes through the wiring harness. Okay? Make sure it clips, which, see, that one did not clip. Okay, now
it's
we're
in.
good.
Okay.
This one goes to the sensor.
Nice. Plug
You
and
hear
play.
that? Okay? Done. This one, to the sensor, to the ECU. So, this goes like this.
Yep. Boom. Done.
Done, right? Then, we want to zip tie these up really nice. Up in here.
And just tuck them out of the way.
Tuck them out of the way, okay? So we're going to do that right now. Tie it up here, nice. Out of the way. Nice and tight, right? No wires are going to get hit, right? So we're going to do this one too. We're going to put this one up in here. Okay. And it's all time. Just take your time. It's not like it needs to be done in 15 minutes like people want it to be. But if you take your time, anything can be done properly. Okay. Nice, tight. It's not going anywhere. Looks completely stock.
Perfect.
So what we're going to do here, and this is where we're going to start getting into a little bit of the technical stuff. The best way, so like we've hooked all this up, okay? Now we are going to install a line, and this is for the boost reference. So they give you this line, okay? And this goes to your map sensor over here, and then it goes to the blow-off valve, and then it'll go
To the box.
to the box, which is right there, and that's for boost reference, so it knows how much boost and stuff to put to it, okay?
Okay.
So right now we're going to install this I like to install it through this. And then we'll tuck it down here, and then this goes on here. Everything here too, all these boost reference lines and stuff, they need to be zip tied on because you don't want loose leaks.
Perfect.
Next thing we are going to do over here is this is your main charge tube. So we are going to disconnect this right here, which obviously somebody put the clamp on from the factory. As we can see, it's half cockeyed right now. So we are going to fix that because it's a little tough to get at right now because the clamp is too far under, which we can't. So just wait. We are going to get a
socket.
We will get a socket to go underneath there.
So here you guys can hopefully see that clamp in there. It's just pointed downwards, so you can't actually get a screwdriver in there. These are the things, the little things that will hopefully help you along the way.
Yeah, because that clamp, you could never tighten on the trail or whatever if you had a boost leak. And I would say this one 100% would have came off.
Really? Eh?
So let's just see what we can do here. We're going to get this loosened right off. Okay, which it is loose. Yes, it is loose from the factory, but it's loose. So we're going to take this.
Pop it off.
We're going to pop it off. We're going to put the clamp up there. Okay, we're just for careful sakes, we're going to put something in here, and we're going to put something in the throttle body to stop anything going in there.
Cool.
Which I would hope that nothing gets in there. But if you leave the job for the night before or night after and you have kids running around the shop and the little buggers get in there, then we could have an issue. We don't like issues.
No.
So we're just going to keep that in there. Okay. Okay. So now what we're going to get into is now we're going to start placing the MCX box, and then we're going to show you guys how to get the injectors out. Injectors, as I got little meat cleavers here.
The bear paws.
The bear paws. And sometimes they're a pain to get out. I had a customer a week ago said no way he could get the injectors off. This is impossible. It's just time. Just take your time. Don't break them or anything like that, because then you're going to be in deep poo-poo. So let's get at her.
All right.
So now we have our main kit with our injector wires and stuff. So we're just going to give you a little detail. I had a customer last year, Mike can vouch for me. We were on our last ride of the season, and we were in Rouen. Mike did a good video that weekend. I had a customer, as I wear a communicator, and we were riding down the trail, and a customer called me, which he called me the month prior to that, and I sent him a kit. So he said he wasn't mechanically inclined and he was going to take it to the skidoo dealer to get the kit installed, which all kits come with instructions. But before I sent it, I said, make sure your injector wires are on the right, like PTO mag and the end. So number 1, cylinder 2, 3. He told me, oh, my mechanic, he knows what he's doing 100%. I can trust him. So I never heard back from him for a month. So we were riding down the trail, Rouen, last ride of the season. Customer calls me, and he's from Newfoundland. Calls me, says, Chris, I'm not happy with the kit. And I said, oh, really? I said, how come? He goes, oh, the thing's throwing check engine lights. It barely runs, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, why didn't you reach out to me way sooner? Because I said, you know, I'm here for customer service. Season's short. Guys want to ride. He goes, well, the dealer figured he could try to figure it out. So I said, okay. So I said, give me the symptoms, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I said, take your hood off. I want you to show me a few things. So to make a long story short, he had the 3 injector wires totally backwards. So I said, that's your problem. And he goes, really? Backwards? I said, yeah, totally 180 degrees backwards. So I said, put them on. Call me back in 2 hours. Take it for a ride. Sure enough, we got to Rouen that afternoon, which was probably like 4 or 5 hours afterwards. Calls me, ecstatic. Sled runs flawless, all the engine lights off. Everything's good. I said, that's why customer service, that's why we call. I don't mind calls Saturdays, Sundays. My wife's not happy about it, but it's all good. I'm here to help you, keep you guys going on the trail. So you just have to read the instructions. Just make sure you're putting the wires on the right cylinders, because it's all on boost reference, and just, it has to be done right, or you're gonna have issues, and we don't like issues, and you guys don't like issues. So here we are, we're gonna get her started, okay? So you wanna come over to this side, okay? This wire right here means nothing for 99% of the guys. It's for data, it's for boost reference, this, that, see if that, change tuning, mapping. We don't want people changing tuning and mapping and stuff, because this kit is built by MCX and they are bulletproof. So we don't want guys doing that.
Okay, so that one doesn't get plugged in.
That one does not get plugged in. This wire is gonna go through here. This is the best route that I've found. I go up here, I go through here. Okay, and we are gonna follow this all the way around, and we're gonna zip tie it up to there, okay?
So this one here is the longest wire in the kit, right?
That is the longest wire.
I'll show you guys that connector. And do you know what this one does?
This is your control valve for the turbo, for how much boost and pressure and stuff is there.
Okay.
So this, you're gonna push this in. Boom, this plug is coming out, okay? This is going back in.
To replace it.
To replace it.
Okay.
Boom, bada bing, you want to make sure it's secured, okay? There is a pigtail in the kit, okay? That goes back in that sensor. Boom, here it clip. This will get zip tied up. This will go under here like that, like factory, okay? This goes under, up, and gets all zip tied in, which we will do in a later part of the video. But obviously you guys understand that's where it goes, it gets zip tied all up, okay?
Perfect.
This is gonna go, so you want your orange and your brown wire, which goes to your injectors. We want them to go here. And they go right over to the other side, okay?
So right across.
Right across above the fuel rail.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, can you grab them there?
Yep, I can see them.
You just grab them and bring them across. And this is where you break wires. So don't be yanking. They don't need to be yanked and pulled, okay?
Yep.
So Mike's got them right there, which people can see, right?
Yep, I've got them.
So your brown goes to the middle, orange goes to your clutch side, okay? Okay, so you need a light in there because you gotta see what you're doing. So I have right here 2 screwdrivers. Obviously a very long one, very thin one. You go in here, there's a clip on the back, which I will show you. You push this clip in, grab the injector, boom, pop it up. Okay, so now you have your injector right there. We're gonna pull that injector out. which like I said, I got meat cleaver hands for a little tubby guy. So there's your, that goes on to your injector, okay?
Yep.
So now, this, obviously, right, gets plugged into here.
So we're on clutch side, so we're taking the orange wires,
Yeah.
right? Plugging that in.
You got to make sure they're locked, okay? Then you're going to take this injector wire, okay, which you got to twist a little bit because it goes way down in here, obviously, right?
So that's the one with the black wire in it,
Yes.
and that one goes actually onto
On
the
the
injector.
injector. So we're going to push it down, and you hear it clip.
Clipped. Okay.
As soon as it's clipped, you know you're good to go, okay?
Let me try to get a quick shot of this. So again, just to kind of reiterate what Chris did. So this orange is the one that plugs in here, and then the orange black is the one that's going to plug in right on down in there on top of the injector. What's next? The middle one?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's way in there. Is that the hardest one?
No.
Okay, you got it. Okay. So same thing. I don't know if you guys can see right where my finger is. That's the middle injector that Chris just unclipped. There it is. So he's going to get that one out, and then we're going to plug
Your brown wires.
the brown wires into that one.
So same thing, guys. Obviously, we have our two things right here, right? Pigtails. We got to get in and get it on that injector. Okay, so this one's got to go here. I use a screwdriver to go through the plug to hold it, and then like that, right? Let's just see. I didn't hear it clip, which it didn't clip. It's in, but it didn't clip, and you got to make sure it clicks. Which it clips.
I just heard it, yeah.
Okay, so then you got to push it out of the way a little bit, okay? Push that out of the way, and then you got to get this one on top
of the injector?
On top of the injector.
Which is way back in there.
Which is way back in there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to get that right.
Okay, so we'll get this done, and then I'm going to show you guys once Chris is done. I'll get the camera in there to show it to you when it's finished. All right, so just going to try to point in here. So let's try it. Yeah, there, that's a good view. Okay, so you can see that injector right there. So that's what we just clipped down onto. So you're going to take that other pigtail that was free, and you're going to snap it on there.
So now what we're going to do, just so we get some things tidied up here, we are going to pull the rag out of the throttle body. And we're going to pull the rag out of this one. Then we're going to put this on. Now remember, this is the one that wasn't on there properly.
Clamp, yep.
Right from the factory. So, okay, so we're going to come down here. And I always like to have a little bit of light just to make sure that we're getting on properly. Okay, so you have to make sure, and like I said, it's not easy, but you got to make sure that that's on. So then this, you want to have this clamp like facing you, so if you ever have to do any work, you can get to it fairly easy. Okay, so let's just loosen this off a little bit, right? We're going to put it on right here so it's nice and straight. Accessible, where before, remember at the beginning of the video, it was not. Okay, so we still have the pudgetty fingers here, which is sometimes a little problem, but we'll get her here, right? Come on. I just want to make sure this is nice so you can get to it, right? And this has to be tight. This one really has to be tight. Obviously not to snap the clamp or anything, but it has to be tight. Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Then, this, remember guys, as we told you before, this has got to go all the way across to the other side, this one. Okay, and that gets hooked on. Can you see it there, Mike?
Yep, just give me a sec, so I'm gonna reach through here.
Okay, Mike's gonna grab that. Okay, and he's gonna pull that through. Okay, so let me pull it back to me a little bit.
Yep.
Keep going, back to me a little bit more.
Yep.
Okay. So this way we're gonna route it right through here. Okay. This, I have to get the fitting, and I'm just going to use a temporary fitting right now because we already used a fitting in another guy's sled yesterday.
So typically it will come with a fitting that just goes right in there?
Yes, and the only reason why we're doing this in this video is this was the fitting that was drilled into your throttle body, which they now do not. But we had a customer here yesterday, brought me a kit he bought from us last year, so we gave him the nipple.
Okay.
But the nipple will go right in there, then this will go right on here, just like that, and it'll get screwed in there. Done. No more drilling in the throttle body. Just take that screw out, put the new fitting in that MCX gives you. Boom. Done. Finished. Awesome. Okay. This one here is the hardest injector to get to. Obviously you can see. You can't even see it in there.
No.
So we've came up with a couple little options to figure out how to make it a little easier. So we cut this zip tie, right? So you cut that zip tie, and you come down here, and we pull this wire out of the way. Okay. Then, as you can see that injector right there, in there. Okay.
Yep, it's way in there.
It's way in there, okay? So you can see that there is that one wire there that is sometimes a pain, but like I said, you can get to it if you have the right tools and the right screwdrivers. Okay, so let's get to her. So like I said, it is a bit of a pain, but if you use the right screwdrivers and stuff. So there's the injector plug. Over here where Mike can go in there, there is the injector right there, okay? So this is where your yellow wires go on your magneto side.
So that's those ones there. Okay.
I'm glad we're almost getting to the end of this part, because fuck, I need to see. So now we have the wire all installed, the injector and everything's back on there, right? So you just want to push it so you straighten up the injector, okay, which is good. Remember, we cut the zip tie off this part, so you want to push it back down underneath there, okay? So then that's like that. Then you want to come over here. We're going to grab this, your pulse line. Remember, that goes off the map sensor. This gets put on here, okay? What do we do next, Mike, after this?
Wire ties?
Wire ties, boys.
Wire tie everything, basically.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to go over here. We're gonna wire tie this up.
Do you have to wire tie the injectors as well?
No, you do not.
So those are, because those are clipped in, you're good.
Correct. So then we're gonna come up here. We're gonna go around here, okay? And we're gonna put this through here. Okay, this is gonna go under here. And we're gonna put this right here around this wire. Okay. You don't want to pinch that line or anything because, like I said, that gives you your boost reference, right? So once you got that all done, we're gonna snip off them. Zip ties. So we're gonna go over here. Boom, we're gonna cut these off. So they're all cut off, right? Then we're going to come over here. Previous models of MCX kits a couple years ago, another complaint was, how do we power these boxes? So we were splicing into these wires and your red wire in there, soldering and all that. People don't like doing stuff like that, and I don't blame them. So now what we do, he made a plug up, fits into your, this is where you would, your diagnostic plug for all your buds and everything like that. So he made a nice plug, comes in here like this. Boom, we have her fired. Same thing, zip tie it up out of the way so it's all tucked up. Okay. Boom, see, everything's nice and tight. Okay. Then we are going to come back over here to the front of the sled and finish up a couple little things. So remember, in the part of the beginning of the video, we had this, right? So this is gonna get put up in here. This is gonna get zip tied up in here. Okay, so we're gonna tuck this. I like tucking them up in here and then zip tying them up. And then this is gonna go right here. Got the wobbles today. And we're gonna go like that, okay? Pull that like that. This is gonna go over here, right like that.
Perfect.
Boom, looks factory. No looking like it's been a hack job or anything like that. It just goes in perfect, right? So now there's this wire. This wire has to be up in there, okay? So we're just gonna get a couple of things here. The old super wire ties, right? We're gonna just come in here. It just takes time. We install them for a good price. We might even get old chutes here. We might have to get him to start helping us here in the winter. But yeah, so we're just gonna get that. So that's done, right?
It's super clean.
That looks like awesome, clean. Looks like factory, right? So now what we're gonna do is we are going to cycle the sled. Make sure we have no leaks, no nothing, or no fuel issues or anything, which you shouldn't. But let's see how she starts here. People too, with these kits, everybody just goes in, boom, hits the button. Just cycle it. Let the fuel pump come on, and then stop. Then start it. There we go. Boom, bada bing. No codes, no nothing. You would hear a code right away. It would start beeping at you. But other than that, that's an easy install. So folks, here you are. We've got it done. We've started it. It's running like a top as usual. But let's get into a little bit of clutching here, because guys always want to change this, change that. This kit is 81, 8200 max. If you hit 8350, that's where the rev limiter is, it will trip an engine light. It will not hurt the sled or anything. It trips an engine light, it puts it into limp mode. So we just try to set them up for 8100 RPM for everybody. Are you gonna gain anything from going from 81 to 8250? Me or you would never notice the difference, so just run it at 8100. In 2022, they had non-clickers in the P drives. So in 22, you need to buy clutch ramps, which we have a few styles available for customers, but you need to buy clutch ramps. 23, mid 23, 4s, 5s, as this one, has clickers. So we've came up with another way of saving people money, is we can add some pivot point bolt weight and a new secondary spring for a small cost, and you can use all your stock clutching, and it works tremendously. That's what Mike used last year, 0 issues. If you want to gain every little performance out of it, then I suggest buying a set of ramps, because then you could really fine tune it in. You can get more aggressive, stuff like that. But for your average Joe trail guys, we can make it work with your stock clutching with just a few little upgrades, which a lot of people like, because they don't like buying this, buying that, and it does get expensive. So let's just keep it simple and move on.
So when guys are buying the kits, when they need, so they should tell you what your sled, and then
yes, so when they send us an email or they call us, first thing we ask, year of sled, because we have had a lot of guys ask us for 20s and 21s, which this kit will not work on. It's more for the R motors. We've probably done 10 this year that we had to sell complete clutch kits with ramps, springs, and everything, because they're 22 models. 23s, 4s, and 5s, we have adjustable clickers and stuff, and we can make it a very good price point for the consumer to just bolt it on, and they can bolt it all on themselves, the clutching and stuff like that. You don't need to be buying all these special tools to rip the clutch apart and all that, because that gets expensive. Mm-hmm. Or you just bring it to us and we install it. I call Mike and he shows up here and we get her done.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys, so that wraps up an MCX 210 kit install on a brand new 2025 900R. Awesome to have Chris, obviously. He's been doing a ton of work for us the last couple of years. And these kits, I was raving about it last year. This is hands down the best upgrade for a 900 you can do. So definitely get in touch. Chris is basically the guy in North America for these MCX kits, and a lot of happy customers out there.
Yeah, we have a lot of happy customers. It's overwhelming. The customers this fall so far that are buying these kits and stuff. We had a lot of good miles on them last year. Phenomenal thing. And you guys know we rave about skidoo. We love skidoo. I'm definitely known as a skidoo guy. I love them, the fit, the finish, the quality. Really, skidoo should have came out with this horsepower package from day one, right from 22s and up. But they didn't, so we have to improvise and get things going where guys really like them. But this is your best bang for your buck. Like I said, there's no hacking, no cutting, no sending ECUs out, nothing like that. I'm not saying that's bad to send your ECU out and stuff, but this is an easy plug and play, good horsepower, Like, this is a brand new snowmobile. He's not worried about warranty or anything like that. And I am a good believer. I don't think you need to worry about it whatsoever. So take your mind off of, oh, I got to wait till my warranty's out, this and that. It's a bolt-on kit, good and go. Mike last year was like, I need no issues. We do a lot of snowmobiling. And I told him, if you have any issues, I'll buy the kit back off you. No problem. You will not have any issues. He did not have any issues as the machine running, starting, or anything. So hats off MCX, and we'll see you on the trails.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We're gonna finish up. We've got a couple of more things to do on this sled, but if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Chris, get in touch with him. We're happy to talk to you and answer any questions at all.
Yeah, and if you guys want to buy MCX kits through Mike, you're more than welcome to reach out to Mike. Mike will reach out to me, and
we'll get you hooked up.
We'll get you hooked up and get you going. Okay.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We'll see you on the next one.